episode. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle. We've got the beautiful Amber Rose with us. Good morning, Amber.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Rose.
Thank you for having me.
How are you? Or Miss Savage.
So 21 Savage is in the control room.
To make
looking
sure
at
we
us.
say nothing.
Joe is feeling
Giving me
nervous
a
already.
death stare.
Crazy. I believe all of his
Bae.
gangster stories, so I will keep this.
He
in
was
the
looking
news.
friendly. He
You
was
should
looking
believe
friendly
it.
before. Now he's looking like a gangster back then.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep things very mild. Let's get to
All
it.
right, Amber. The
I'm
third
excited.
annual Slutwalk is coming up in October. What do you have planned this year?
Yes.
I know Joe is definitely attending.
I'm 100% going. I won't say why
you
yet,
say that
'cause she'll
about
attack
everything.
me. She'll attack me if I say why, so I want her to
I will.
answer first.
You
Because
said
I
this
know he's going to say something petty.
100.
This is an honest, truthful place, you said.
People are looking forward to the Slut Walk,
Mm-hmm.
Amber, and I've said this before, so I mean, you know this. They be there, man. They be there. If we're looking
Who?
to them,
Them who?
They, as Cal
I don't know
was
if Khaled wants us to disclose who they are, but I think they will be there. So wherever
Women
they
will
are,
be there, yes. And men will be there as
men, why are men there?
well. I think that a lot of men come and they walk on behalf of their mothers, their daughters, their sisters, anyone that was sexually abused, raped, victimized, double standards, slut shaming. So they walk on behalf of that.
See, and that's where we
Before you get to the pettiness, Joe, Amber, can you please explain for people who don't know why you started the Slutwalk, why this is important?
For sure. Well, I didn't start the Slut Walk. I just started my own Slut Walk. So I decided to use my platform to have my own Slut Walk. And basically, in 2011, there was a woman that was sexually assaulted on a college campus in Toronto. And she went to the authorities, and then the authorities then went to the school and said, you girls can't dress like sluts and expect guys to not want to touch you inappropriately. And so the girls obviously were appalled and were like, how are you going to blame me for him raping me or sexually assaulting me? And so they decided to have a slut walk. So they dressed in slutty clothes, and they protested against that because it was complete bullshit.
Right.
And so when I became famous, I dated this one guy years ago.
I have
And,
no knowledge of your dating history.
I'm sure.
Yay?
But, I was with one guy and it was always like, she's a hoe, she's a slut, she's this, she's that. And I was like, God, I was with that guy for like almost 2 years. And then I was single for about a year. And then I meet my ex-husband at the time. We were together for years. We got married, we had a baby. She's a slut, she's a hoe, she's this, she's that. And so I was like, this is complete fucking bullshit. Not including every other thing that I've been through in my life, even before that. It's just Slut Walk just completely pertained to my life. And I was like, I'm gonna use my platform to have my own Slut Walk because I know I'm not the only person that's going through this.
Right.
And that's what I did. And last year we had 11,000 men and women show up. This year we're expecting 17,000.
It's dope that guys come out too. What do you guys think about this double standard? Rappers can date 1,000 women. It's all good. That's just what rappers do. If it's flipped, then it becomes something negative.
think-
Well, it's not even about rappers because no one ever says to a rapper, another model.
Right.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
They've said it to me.
Another R&B singer.
Another Hispanic model,
They
Joe.
said it to me. They said it before.
Another one, like no one, but if they
don't
could
get
say
shamed
it.
for it.
Yeah, they could say it, and it's just like you're the man. But this is my life. So the people that I'm around, or the parties that I go to, or the people that I run into, a lot of them are in the entertainment business, and also I'm in the entertainment business. Whether people like it or not, it was kind of, the fame was handed to me, but I figured out what to do with it and how to make money from it and how to start my own career. Even like with 21 now, being with 21, it's just, we get a lot of shit because it's like, oh, another guy in the music business, but why would I compromise my heart and my feelings for someone because what a motherfucker's gonna say on the internet? Like, why do I really care? Why am I not gonna be happy because somebody else got some shit to say? You know what I mean?
When can we call women sluts?
this is the thing. You have to know the definition of a slut, right?
What is the definition of
What
a
do you
slut?
think the definition is?
I only deal with and associate with upstanding.
God-fearing woman.
Yes. We ain't even pound today. We ain't
It's a
even,
lie.
We ain't even
That's
pound
a fucking
today.
lie.
We ain't even. You don't want to pound with me?
When we were talking about the ASAP Bari video, we started talking about groupie culture, and I feel like we took a left turn in that conversation.
That is a great conversation to talk to Amber about.
Yes, it is.
The slut walk and the groupie culture. I'm trying to get to the distinction. I'm trying to get to the line.
Yeah.
Because I do believe that your cause, you've been on my podcast, we've talked about this, I know how you feel about it. I do believe that your cause is valid. I do believe that women who have been sexually abused, women who, everything that should be occurring. But I think your cause is confusing the ain't shit petty crowd on when it's okay to call a woman by what her behavior seems to exhibit. That was I bodied the word.
Yeah, you did,
on
you
that.
did, you
That-
did.
No, it was great.
Yeah, but you're saying behavior, right? So these are women that are consensually having sex with men that they actually want to have sex with, right?
Amber.
Agreed.
What's
Amber.
the problem?
Amber.
Yeah, but
What's your
Amber.
objection here?
Why
Amber.
why is there a problem with women wanting to have consensual sex with men that they want to have sex with, right? But no one says these men are actually having consensual sex with these women as well. What's the problem? They're both adults having consensual sex with each other. Why does it have to be torn down to derogatory labels at that point? Because you're uncomfortable with the fact that a woman is owning her sexuality, and it's okay for her to say, you know what? I like that entertainer, and I'm gonna fuck him. That makes y'all feel uncomfortable.
Amber.
I think the stigma around
It is.
the stigma around is a double standard. But do you agree that if that's what we see, albeit men or women, it might be whole behavior or
But
slut
it's
behavior?
not men or women. It's just women.
But that's what I'm saying. The stigma. The
No,
stigma
that's
around-
not true. Fetty has a baby every other week, and
Fetty
we
a
talk
hoe.
about
But
it.
Fetty
she's
is a
saying
hoe.
that's something that people don't.
But there's
the
not a stigma
stigma
about-
is not attached to it. It doesn't
Right.
matter. You're a dude.
It doesn't.
Why not?
I
You
can
know-
call you
wait,
a
women
hoe
are
all
looking at
day. It
Fetty-
doesn't matter.
Women are looking at Fetty saying he's for everybody.
Look,
It doesn't
I'm
matter.
talking about just the way.
Okay, so
even
you agree
people
that
are-
there's whole behavior, but there's a distinction in how men and women are viewed.
But
Because
what-
we agree. I agree with that. Right?
No, I don't. Because what is whole behavior?
Amber Rose, 21
No, I'm
Savage.
asking him. What is whole behavior?
I mean, for me, it would seemingly just not even, just literally having sex with multiple people without even, I don't know what criteria I would have to like.
Oh, she about to get you.
Yeah, she about to get me.
She about to get you.
I mean, all right.
man.
Okay, the same thing we said about Fetty. If a woman did that, she's a hoe.
Man, tag me.
That's exactly what I'm saying. But
Tag me.
whole
Amber,
behavior? What is whole behavior though?
fam, we know what whole behavior
It is not. I'm asking him a question. What is whole behavior? I'm not understanding, right? Because the word promiscuous, right?
Okay.
It's like she's promiscuous.
Okay.
What the fuck is promiscuous?
We have a
Promiscuous.
dictionary. Please get a
No,
dictionary.
no, 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 no. It's
No, we
not.
don't.
It's,
We
no,
need
no,
it.
no. It's not about a dictionary, right? It's about people being uncomfortable with women owning their sexuality. That's all promiscuous is, right?
No, I think that's a stigma. That's not, like, a man could do the same thing, right? If we're talking about how it's viewed, fine, and you're completely right. If a woman does it, it's whatever. But Fetty, we're saying Fetty getting all these chicks,
Yeah.
right? But that behavior in itself is still like, we see that's kind of sluttish, hoish behavior, right? Regardless of who does it, just one has a stigma. That's what I'm saying.
And
Yeah, but why
Amber,
is it any of anyone's business what a woman does with her vagina? Why is it anyone's business?
Because we have Wi-Fi. What are you talking about?
We
But it's not.
made
But it's not the internet though. It could be a girl in your neighborhood. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? So if you meet a girl and you like a girl, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, man, she's just so fucking dope. I'm really into her. And you know, she asks you your number, and you're just like, I've just been with so many women, I don't even fucking remember shit. And she's like, yeah, kind of same here, man. I've fucked so many guys, shit. I can't even count. What's it? You are gonna be like, damn, she's a hoe, bro.
And I'm a hoe too.
I can't wife her because she's a hoe. Like, she done been around the block. She's a hoe. But you literally have done the same exact thing.
But how
You're
you know I
just
don't think I'm a hoe?
uncomfortable.
So
you're just uncomfortable with the
I'm
fact that
comfortable
she
as a
did
wife, not to be with.
So your angle is
So if
really,
she lied to you, it's okay.
Well, with me, it's like pattern behavior. Like if I see you exhibiting
get her, man.
hoish behavior, I'm gonna think you're a hoe, right? Now, of course.
But you don't even know what that means. You can't even tell me what hoish behavior is.
You tell us what hoish behavior is.
No. It's not what I think. I'm just trying to prove a point
we
here,
have to
Joe.
define it.
Yeah,
though.
we would
If I
have
see you
to
going
define
from
it.
dude to dude to
We
dude
have
to
to
dude,
define it.
with no, it just seems like you're being promiscuous. I'm gonna think that's hoish behavior. Am I wrong in that assessment? And this is my thing is the same for dudes too.
So
Do you
what?
say that about dudes, I guess, is the question.
Yes, it just doesn't matter because the stigma is in there. That's what I was saying. So I agree that the double standards is clear, but let's not act like there's nothing that's hoish behavior. Is that what we're trying to say?
Yeah,
Let me know.
that's
So
exactly what I'm
so
trying
there's
to
no
say.
sluts, there's no hoe.
Right.
There's nothing you do.
There's only women owning their sexuality. That makes men and other women feel uncomfortable. So in turn, they give us derogatory labels to put us down and make us feel inferior. That's all it is.
Here's my question.
I think that's the shaming part.
Here's my question. When do the actual women themselves start to label themselves based on their behavior?
As far as Slutwalk.
No. I'm not talking about slut walk.
What do you mean?
I mean, period. We're saying now a hoe and a slut, those terminologies don't exist. Those are words that just exist because people are uncomfortable with.
It's the,
Are you agreeing with that?
it's the same way that
No.
black people
Okay.
use the N-word as a positive word now, right? It's still very controversial. Some people don't like that, right? But it makes black people feel comfortable that, they took the word back. And that's it. It's the same thing with slut, right? So when I'm on my Instagram and I'm like, hoe is life, slut life, shit like that, it's because I have been constantly, ridiculed and scrutinized and been called all these derogatory labels for shit that I didn't even do. Like, so it doesn't matter. I was called a slut in school when I was a virgin.
That's hip-hop.
Because I was pretty and boys liked me and I liked to play sports. I was always with the guys. Mm-hmm. So the girls and the other guys were like, oh, I know she's doing this, or she in the coat room doing that. And it's just like, I'm just cool.
Yeah, to be honest, guys throw this word around even when it doesn't have to do with sex. So if we have an episode of the show where something goes wrong and either of their fans don't like it or don't think I handled it perfectly, Slutdeska is a hashtag. It happens, you know what I mean?
I am hurt when they say that.
Okay,
Me
just
too.
Okay.
this ain't about you.
right,
just
fine.
saying it is something people throw around to be hurtful, no matter what the situation. Do you see a time soon when these words will be destigmatized?
You took my question. It's great. Good, you doing great.
I mean, listen, it's just bringing awareness to it, man. It's educating people. It's letting people know that, like, especially men, when I go speak at colleges, I talk to the guys a lot. I talk to the girls as well. But, I say with the guys, do you have a stepdad? Do you have brothers and sisters by, do they have different fathers?
Yeah.
Think about the act that it took for your mother to have you. She was begging for your dad's semen. She was loving every moment of it, right? So when you think about that shit and you internalize it, like, yo, that's my mom. My mom actually fucking likes sex. My mom likes sex. Then you have to look at other people and be like, you know what, that's somebody's daughter or that's somebody's mother, and that is okay. She is making consensual decisions about her life and her sexuality that I need to stop being uncomfortable with that and putting her down for it and let her just live her life.
All right, I still think, and that was eloquently stated, I still think there's holes, but I'm okay to disagree. I'm ready to ask.
Well, maybe I'll change your mind.
I'm ready to ask some really serious questions now. I would be remiss if I didn't mention this Blac Chyna debacle. I feel like you're coaching her.
What?
Is Blac Chyna finesse, yo?
I feel like
Coaching
I feel like you
what?
are coaching Blac Chyna through
The finesse?
it all.
Okay, let's
Why-
reel it in for a second before we get to this, right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
All the things that have been happening with Blac Chyna and Rob putting her on blast because of whatever they're going through. Personally, when something like that happens, these words that we're talking about start coming up immediately. That's how people are going to describe
Revenge
her.
porn.
How do you...
I didn't
feel
even know that was a thing.
It is. It's very much a thing.
Revenge porn.
There
That
are
was
laws
new
against
information
it now.
in
Yeah.
LA, not in New Jersey. You sent a new.
Listen, Joe.
In
No, but
California.
seriously, she's a good friend of yours. So when you
Alright.
see this happening and it becoming public and people are calling her a hoe and a slut, what are the conversations you have with her about that?
Oh, you made it pretty again.
I'm just trying to. Sorry, continue, Amber.
No, it's okay. I mean, Chyna, you know, I taught Chyna a lot about feminism, and now she's living it. She's living out all the bullshit, basically. And you know, people look at the media and just be like, she's like this. Chyna is an amazing mom. She's an amazing person. She's extremely loving. I was around when her and Rob first met, and I'll tell you firsthand that they very much loved each other, you know, and it was very real.
How you know? Because
She's
you was around.
my sister. She's like my sister, you know? Seriously, Joe. I watched it. They both wanted to have dreams. It wasn't a mistake. It wasn't a entrapment. It wasn't anything like that. You know, people look at Chyna and they just be like, oh, you know, she got robbed for everything, child. She's taking his money. She's not that type of person, and neither am I. We're not out trying to finesse motherfuckers. We have our own money. People fail to realize, like, we got money. We got Rolls Royce. We got cars. I live in a $4 million mansion. And nobody fucking buy that shit for me. Like, I worked my ass off. I wasn't supposed to have that shit, but I worked my ass off to get it. So, you know, me and Chyna got money. Like, we're straight. I remember when her and Rob met, how they fell in love and how happy they were. They're just not happy anymore. That's life. That it just happens.
Well, he thinks that he got taken advantage of, though. So even though you think him actually being in it, and after the fact, and then he spit her, but he said, yo, she tricked me. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all all right. Mm-hmm. So he definitely, it's not even people speculating. He was there. It seems like he lived it. He's like, yo, he definitely got it.
But you know why? But it just goes back to
men walk.
You don't shut up.
It just goes back to people being uncomfortable with women making their own decisions in life. Chyna was with Rob. She had a baby with him. They both wanted Dream, which is a beautiful baby. And shit didn't work out, and she opted to leave. She did not want to be in that situation anymore, and that made people uncomfortable that she fucking left. It doesn't mean like, oh, let me get my baby, let me get my check, let me leave. It's like, no, we had something great, and now we don't, and guess what? I'm out.
But what happens when the man you love or the man you loved puts you in that situation? Him posting those videos of her with other guys and all that stuff, it doesn't make her look good. Yeah,
he's a
simp.
He's a simp.
Okay. So if you loved her, why would you even do that?
Shit. That's some fuckboy ass shit. You don't do that.
Well, wait, could you not understand at all why he thinks he was like taken advantage of? Even though he did in a very sloppily way, he tried to lay out some type of information. He was like, this happened. I'm realizing that this was going on. He
was hurt. Your woman friend hurt him.
And I understand that. But how about she's hurt as well? Nobody's saying that. You know what I mean? Like, you don't, I think guys, yes, there are horrible women out there. Just like there's horrible men. I get it. But at the end of the day, I can speak for my friend Chyna. I know what they really had. I was there. I seen everything. You know what I'm saying? So, what are you gonna say, Joe?
No, finish.
No, I'm just saying, if you're not happy in a relationship, you're gonna be out. And for Rob should have been a mature adult and had a conversation with Chyna and been like, you know what, Chyna? I'm very frustrated. I feel like you used me. And then she could have then articulated and said, you know what? I didn't. I actually cared about you, but I'm not just trying to be in this situation with you anymore. He didn't have to go on the internet and be petty. He didn't have, now, you know, he's dealing with revenge porn and stuff like that. You can't do shit like that. It's time to grow up and handle your business properly. And you have a kid that's gonna forever see that shit.
Speaking of growing up, and this probably contradicts what I said just before about you coaching Chyna through it, because that Ferrari dude is a clown, and I've really never seen you with any clowns. So I don't think you're coaching her through that.
I'm definitely not.
You should tell her to stop dealing with that gentleman. Now, with that said, your late night show.
Yeah.
As someone who's trying to come up with a late night show, and that's all I will divulge right this second. I don't care what you say, Nadeska. What is happening with your late night show? Is it over?
I can't talk about it.
Well, that was easy. You feel good now?
No.
Amber, the photo you posted when you were announcing the Slutwalk, of course, there were a lot of mixed reactions to it. And who were you beefing with? Piers Morgan was going back and forth
that was
with
so
you.
much fun.
It was
That
so
was a good
ridiculous. Yeah, I mean, just explain to
He was a
us
clown.
why that's the photo you chose, and if you were surprised by the way people reacted to it.
I definitely wasn't surprised. You know, I love controversy because it makes people talk. That's the reason why I kept the name Slutwalk for the Slutwalk, because people would say, you know, why don't you change the name? Maybe people will want to be involved more. And I'm like, no, because then no one will talk about it. No one will bring it up and talk about it if it wasn't called Slutwalk. If it was called Woman's Walk or Feminist Walk, it wouldn't be. Yes.
Sometimes I think there's a lack of context though, because when I see the picture, I know it's to promote the slut walk, right, and what it's about. But I think to the average person who sees that image, and I forgot what the caption was, pretty simple. Like, I mean, is it just about just promoting, or at least also educating people who they hear the name, they're thinking it's whatever, and just seeing that, it just further like continues whatever they're thinking. Because
Well-
I feel that's the only thing missing. Like when you explain the slut walk, makes sense. But when you see that picture with the caption, I forgot what the caption was. Like
It was the
looks
website,
crazy.
and then it was
looks
like the
crazy, right.
hashtag, right? So people that know Slutwalk, they know Slutwalk, right? People that don't, they're not gonna go to my website, right? So I put a picture up, right, freeing the bush, which is actually very, very good for women to have pubic hair down there. It's very healthy for us.
Wait. Why is that healthy? Why is that healthy?
It is because
Oh, y'all talking about the landing strip picture?
Yeah,
I'm
what do
talking
you think
about the
it was
bush. The bush.
I didn't
It wasn't a
remember
landing
that.
strip,
That
was
was
it?
Yeah, it was a landing
definitely
strip. It was a
landing
landing strip,
strip.
yeah.
That
It
was
wasn't.
trash.
Was it a landing strip?
That was trash.
It was trash?
What?
I mean, it wasn't trash
21 right
because
there, though.
Amber's Amber. So 21. I'm not saying that Amber's
He about to come through the
land
window.
thing was trash. What I'm saying is, you're a fan of landing strips? Lie.
A fan? No. Well, first of all, it wasn't a landing strip. It just wasn't fully
Right.
grown out.
I'm not crazy. Why do you guys?
It was
react
the
like a-
one line of
It was
picture
not.
where
I
a
don't
plane
remember there being
landed.
a
like
line.
the
I can't
landing
believe we're talking about this
Maybe
now.
grows like a landing strip, but it was definitely
It
a landing
was
strip.
not a landing strip.
Well, why'd you do that? And why is it healthy? You just be making
tweet
up woman facts and saying the hair down here is healthy.
It is. It's actually very, very healthy. You are more susceptible to infections.
No, you're
Joe,
right.
don't
No, you're right.
don't give me the fuck look.
You're right.
Okay.
Ignore his looks because he's
I'm
not
saying
really
we're
about-
trying to not
He
catch
changes his mind
infections.
every 5 minutes, so don't even worry about it.
Nobody.
Yeah, you're
wants
more
it.
susceptible to STDs as well, even with a condom on. Yeah, and bacteria, vaginosis, yeast infections, stuff like that. From shaving, you have open pores down there. It's very natural for women to have pubic hair down there, and yeah, and it is. And us as women, correct me if I'm wrong, we do feel like we have to be fully kept up, or we are unclean. We're not gonna smell right. This is not conforming to society norms, and that's like my whole thing.
Yo, now I understand what 21 be saying, man. When he's like, yo, Amber be teaching me a lot. Yo, you schooling me right now.
It's very healthy. It's very
Landing
good.
strip.
I'm not gonna lie, when I seen that picture, I didn't think none of that. I was like, this picture look wild. Well, I mean, not wild as in bad, look good, but I'm like, when you promote using that imagery, I think it further sets people.
That's
But it
That's the best way to
further,
promote.
it furthers
It's a
the
good way to promote,
conversation.
but if you want people to get the message, because
Then put your
It's not
yeah.
about the message. It's the
Okay, so it's not about the message.
No.
for that pic.
It is, but it's about the conversation after that, right? So
And man.
I put the website up, right? So people that didn't know about Slutwalk is like, what the fuck? Let me click on this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. Then you know what I'm saying? So it drives the traffic. It's marketing, man.
Your
It's
business acumen comes from where? Because I think that's one of the things.
stripping for years.
That's one of the things that probably isn't said
it was a form of business school for me.
enough about you. Is that, people could say what they want about who you dated and what they've done, but there's something to be said for people who maintain and grow,
Yes.
which is what we've seen you do. I'm in awe of it. Does this come from the strip clubs?
I would say definitely dancing was a form of business school for me.
I can't
sure.
see you being, and I used to spend a lot of years in the strip club. when I envision strip clubs, I don't really see you on the floor for the dollar like they be today in the strip clubs. Strip club culture's changed a bit.
I didn't have to though. I mean, the thing about me is that, you know, I had like a mentor in the strip club, and she taught me everything. She said, you know, this is when I was very young when I started, but a lot of men are gonna offer you a lot of money to do a lot of things. You keep your job in the club, you stay in the club, you never leave the club with the man, you never do anything outside with the guy, you don't get into drugs, and you do not drink while you work. And she taught me all that, and you know, and that's what I did. I would go to work, I was very focused, I learned the gift of gab. This is what I tell people all the time. When they say like strippers are stupid and stuff like that, I'm like, cool. Get the money out of my pocket right now by just having conversation with me. Lure the money out of my pocket right now. Can't do it. It's an art. It's a craft. You have to learn that. So I apply that when I go into meetings with big companies and stuff like that. You know, I got a sneaker deal coming out. I wasn't supposed to have a sneaker deal. I was a stripper. It was not supposed to be this good for me. But I know how to talk to people. I'm not a manipulator. I'm not a fucked up person. I'm a cool ass Philly chick that learned her way through life.
Well, okay, so I read this article, I think you did with Time. You were promoting, I believe, your book, How to Be a Bad Bitch. And I definitely felt you were a manipulator. When I think you had said something to the fact of, like, you wanted to use the book to teach women how to seduce men to get money.
I did not say that.
Well, that's what it was printed. Because I remember reading it a bunch of times.
Well, because it was on the internet, it was real.
Well, it was an interview you did.
Oh, you're saying that it was on Time.
Yeah, it was in Time. You did an interview with them, and I read the actual article. It was like, you want to, as part of the book, you're going to teach women how to use their seductive powers to seduce men, and also be able to, like, that they could get what they want from men. And I thought, I was like, this is some manipulative shit right here.
It's not. But that doesn't mean that you're just out just trying to, like, this is the thing. If men want to be manipulated, or if men want to give money out of their pockets, that's what they're doing. I'm not putting a gun to nobody's head. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes.
Like, I felt like Rob was probably feeling like he was mentally manipulated by
who?
Like Rob Kardashian, right? Like, I think he feels he was mentally manipulated by Blac Chyna.
He 100% feels that way.
Right?
Yeah, he 100%.
And again, I think that's the manipulation I think a lot of people see or think. No?
No, because it's not about that. It's having. Stripping is having the gift of gab, right? Because stripping, the misconception about stripping is that you're prostituting. You do not prostitute when you're a stripper at all. You dance and you talk.
The good strippers are prostituting.
Yeah, the good ones though.
Well, that's a different occupation, you know?
That's escorting. So I hear. I don't know anything about it.
I'm sure you don't.
I don't, Amber.
You know?
I don't.
But yeah, my book was to teach women how to take care of their finances, how to be a bad bitch on a budget. And the art of seduction is what I learned within the strip club, because that was my job in order to make money. But I also say in my book that I have applied that into my business life as well when I do talk to guys or women that are in higher positions to help me. So it's not like, ooh, like, can you give me money? It's just, seduction doesn't necessarily have to be a sexual thing.
Okay. All right. Well, I took a sexual when I read
Tell me what the next step is in the Amber Rose empire, because I mean, truth be told, right? And these are my own thoughts, and this has nothing to do with your exes or who you've dated in the past. But when I look at the Kardashians and what they do, and then I look at you and what you do, as far as likeness and notoriety, I don't think you're so far off. You might be the black, you're like the closest that we have to that. Has anybody approached you about reality TV?
Everybody has approached me about reality TV.
But you clearly haven't done it because you don't want to do it.
Right.
But in the event that you did do it, number one, the bag would be large. You would take the bag.
I've been offered a lot of money to do reality shows.
Why do you say
Outside of that, I think what it would do for your...
Millions? Well, like tens of millions?
The question is how many
She's been.
millions, yeah.
I'm certain, without even asking her, that she's been offered 7 figures for a reality show. But I haven't seen one. Nor have I seen promo of one. But I think I know what one would do to you. I know what you would do with one. So why don't you do that?
I'm not saying that I won't later.
Wait, there was rumblings of that whole you and China shit back in the day. I didn't believe that
It was
for a
just,
second.
yeah, no.
I don't want to see that.
No.
I'm talking about you.
Yeah, that was never gonna happen. That we weren't even in talks. That was just like a rumor that was on the internet. But maybe later in my life, I maybe would consider it. But right now, I just don't want to. I want to like kind of do documentaries and like cool shit.
About?
Everything that I'm into. You know, people don't know that I wanted to be a marine biologist my whole life. You know, so I feel like I have certain people in place to help me facilitate those things, and I kind of just want to branch out and just do cool shit that I like.
Where did you come up with that? My elementary school yearbook says the same thing, where you pick what you want to be, marine biologist.
can't even
Where did I
spell
come up with that? I can't even really swim that well. I don't know where that came
I
from.
was just like obsessed with whales, so like
Okay.
I just wanted to study whales.
I like great whites. Those are my favorite.
Yeah, that's
Very
cool.
curious about them.
Back
But-
to music.
Back to music, or I want to
Or
ask
let's
her.
start with
I want to ask.
music.
So Amber, you have been running in rap circles for a long time now. How inclusive do you feel rap culture is or is becoming? So we were talking about, one, about the A$AP Bari video and consent, and two, Tyler, the creator, maybe saying that he's gay on his record. This guy feels like, how do I phrase it so we don't get into another fight?
What's
We
the
made-
A$AP Bari? I don't know what that is.
You haven't seen this video.
I didn't know who
You
it
didn't
was.
see
I
the
have
video?
not. I have not.
I wish we could
No,
show
I
you.
have
So
not.
it's a video that leaked, and there's a woman in bed with his assistant, and you hear him saying something to the effect of like, "You fucked my assistant, now like
So you gotta suck my dick.
you have to give me a head." And
With a
it's
younger
she's
white
saying
girl.
yeah, and she's saying no in the video. So Joe said something like
And
this:
she's
in
on
groupie
clothes,
culture,
and
you have to
she's-
vet them better. But when a woman says no, no should be no, right?
said no
Hoes
like
are
10,
allowed
15
to say
times.
no.
That's true.
Hoes are allowed to say no. If you don't understand what that is, then hoes can say no too. It doesn't matter
That's
if
true.
she had a full-on fucking orgy the night before with the whole squad. The next day, she's allowed to say no. And guess what? If
That's
they take advantage of her, it's rape.
Wait,
Period.
but I feel like you're backing out of your point because
No. My point is still true.
So what's
In
his groupie culture?
groupie
Explain. Go ahead.
culture, what happened was that video came out with Bari, and of course, like we do online, there was fake outrage everywhere because they're saying that he's trying to force himself on this woman. In groupie culture, him walking in the room and saying, "All right, my man fucked, so I gotta fuck too," just saying that, that's not
It was much
anything
more
to be
than
That
out.
aside,
That
her
was
saying
much-
no, her
There
saying
was video in
stop.
her. She's naked. She's trying to cover up. She's saying no. He's saying you about to suck my dick. She's saying no. She's then trying to leave. He's following her and slaps her on the ass. It's much more than that. I know it's 15 seconds, but much more than that. You were saying that groupie culture. So that's why I didn't understand when you made that point initially.
That it sounded like you just said the same thing that I said in the video that I saw. She
With
got
my
up,
explanation.
He smacked her ass. She went to the bathroom. I know
That's
that.
already wrong.
I know that I know it's wrong. I'm agreeing with you that it's wrong. I'm saying when you have some type of understanding of groupie culture, that's not that foreign. He didn't do anything.
Yeah, but that's
in
the
that
thing.
culture.
I know you're saying that, but
That's wild. He
look,
didn't.
I don't know groupie culture personally, but
Y'all want to hang the man
but
for
if she-
saying, "Oh, my
no.
man fuck, I should fuck too."
If she's saying no, the point is if she's saying no.
He didn't force himself on that girl after she said no. She
No,
went to the
wait,
bathroom and pissed
wait.
after she just finished getting down.
No, I ain't say he sexually assaulted her, right?
He didn't sexually anything her.
He definitely harassed her. She's naked. She ain't trying to be seen on camera.
So
They're
you
videotaping.
gonna go call Russell Simmons?
Well, that's why people are outraged. You're saying there was fake outrage, like there was nothing on that video.
She's gonna go and foul
I just
sexual
wish
harassment?
I can elaborate because I haven't seen the
You,
video.
you want to see the video?
No, we don't need to see the fucking video. But I'm just saying, she ain't about to go file sexual harassment charge. And you know, I wish you would have seen that video.
Well, you're saying fake outrage. There was nothing about the video that was cool. That's why people are so mad.
Who's watching it?
What do you mean? Who's watching it?
Who's watching it?
Everybody.
Because there are some things about it that's cool then. Listen, I'm sorry to be a realist. There are some people that saw that video and thought that gentleman was cool.
But that's why you have to say it's not cool if it's really not cool.
Oh, it's not cool. You just did that when I'm saying in the groupie culture. It does exist.
But
I'm
it's
not saying
not-
I
that's not
agree
right.
with
Like, I
it.
think that's what
I
we're
don't
trying to
deal
say.
with groupies. I don't sleep with groupies. I
So
don't
what
vet
is
groupies.
but Okay.
But there is a groupie culture. We would be just naive if we're going to ignore it. There's a groupie culture.
No, you're right.
Which is what I mean, a culture of groupies. I'm not saying hoe. I'm saying groupie. Someone who will sleep with someone just on the strength of who they are.
But my definition, what my definition of groupie culture is in that video is two different things. Groupie culture is a chick knowing she wants to fuck the crew. She comes in, fucks the crew. That chick, whether she was a groupie or not, she was seeing, again, it's 15 seconds. She was just seeing and saying no. Even if she just fucked his assistant, she just say no. That's all she said. No.
Have you heard Ho's album? I don't care about this Barry shit.
A little bit.
So you haven't heard Ho's album all the way?
I've heard it all the way through. I haven't really listened to it a few times.
So what is Amber Rose listening to outside of 21 Savage?
21 Savage.
I knew you were going to say that. Outside of 21 Savage.
You listen to 22
no
Savage?
R&B? No nothing? Anywhere?
No, I just listen to 21 all day.
She's
Hey,
a writer.
21,
You don't
man.
like R&B?
She's a writer.
All right, so how about this? I got her, man. She's going to keep trying to fucking fend off my questions. Okay, so how about this then? Wiz. I love Wiz. Wait, should we not talk about that? I didn't get a word from a publicist or anything. No, 21.
You cool with Wiz, right?
I love Wiz.
It's my son's
And
dad.
what I'm saying is this. I saw a video just the other day of 21 saying how cool Wiz is. And when I saw that video, I was like, well, yeah, you kind of got to say that because Wiz is super fly. Now, as someone with baby mama issues, speak to how it is to have just a child's father that just ain't tripping. Especially in the
How
same...
you know he ain't tripping?
Yeah, he look relaxed. I think they caught him on video and they asked
I don't
about
think
you.
Wiz is tripping.
Yeah, he don't look tripping.
And when you tried to
Say no.
A21,
I'm
I'm only replying to her 21. I don't want to be.
I'm just joking.
He's not paying any attention.
Yo. Nah. 21 just did like this. I don't know. Yo, 21 just did this. I don't know.
Wiz ain't tripping. Listen, I don't know if he trips or not, but just how he comes off.
He never tripped on
Perception and
anything.
reality, though, right?
I don't think Wiz trips about anything in the world.
In the world.
I think
Everybody
he smokes
trips.
too much weed
Everybody
to even
trips
trip.
about what they want to trip about. But nah, with me and my son's father were really cool. We co-parent so well. You know, we still very much love each other because we're family forever. Through Sebastian, we were married, you know. But we're in love with different people and we're very happy with those people as well. So we're just all really fucking happy and our son is happy. So that's the most important thing.
Oh, you are media trained.
Wait, why would you think? Did you think Wiz was trip? Like
No.
It
I know
followed
Wiz.
how I see like his personality be, like just kind of carefree. Like okay, if everything is cool, I mean,
He wants me to be happy. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like he doesn't hate me. Like I said, we're family forever. So of course he wants me to be happy. And if I'm happy, then he's happy.
Listen, let me tell you something. I saw Wiz 3 weeks ago. I hugged that nigga like he was Amber. He's just a cool nigga, man. I hugged him for about 10 minutes.
And he probably smelled good, right? All right, so it looks like you and 21 definitely
Wiz does
are
smell
happy
good.
together. You're having a lot of fun. We saw this video of you guys in the strip club throwing money. Let's take a
Because
look.
y'all are making us scared.
All right, man. So it looks like couples that stay together hit the strip club together. Amber, like, what's the best strip club music out right now?
Wait, hold on. Was it really like they say y'all threw like 30,000 in the club?
Lies.
That's what they gave me an exact figure, like
Lies.
30,500. I was like, what
And
the
the
fuck?
club gives you that money, right?
We threw a lot of money. But you know what? I was, so we go and he's like, just throw money on the people. And I was like,
Like
oh my
the
God.
audience or like the strippers?
It's it's no strippers, babe. That wasn't a strip club.
It wasn't a strip club.
That was not a strip club.
Just a
Club
regular
Crucial, right?
club.
Crucial?
It was a regular club, and it was a lot of like, it was like moms and like it's probably some grandmoms too, but like, it was just like everyday cool neighborhood people that wanted to go and have a good time and make money. So the culture out there, from what he was saying, is that you go and you just throw money on the people. And
Really?
for me, I wasn't used to that, so I felt like I was belittling them. Like here,
Yeah.
peasants, you know.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like that. It was like they were actually very happy that we were doing it. And then after a while, it was just cool.
It was like a stampede for the money or no?
Yeah, it was, but everyone was happy. Everyone was stuffing it in their bags, and they were just, listening to music and having a good time.
Tell me how paparazzi always manages to end up in the exact spot that y'all are.
I will tell you, because they stay on the end of my street.
Wait, what?
And just follow you when you leave the crib?
They follow me when I leave the house. They stay on the end of my block. And I leave, they know my cars, or they'll see, like, if we get, like, a Uber Escalade or something like that. That's how they catch me out all the time.
That's how I know you got money. You Uber Escalade?
Whatever. Uber SUV, whatever.
I never used that one.
Yeah.
Uber taxi. Uber pool.
Pool, he definitely pools. Lift
Yeah,
line.
but that's how it is in LA. Yeah. So we try to be, like, discreet. Like, if we go to a restaurant, I won't say it's for Amber Rose and 21 Savage. Like, my assistant won't say anything like that. He'll say it's for, like, his name or whatever.
I thought people used to just call him. Like, yo, I'm going to be here eating, just come through.
I think some people do that.
Some people do that.
Okay.
I've never been the type of celebrity to do that, because they kind of always follow me anyway, or they figure it out. And I, believe it or not, I actually don't like a lot of attention. So, don't look at me like that.
Ignore his looks always. He's just always here to fuck you up with his stare.
I don't. I actually get, like,
you better look at him, not me. I'm keeping it cool.
Nah,
I actually
guy,
get, like,
Mr.
social
Savage.
anxiety sometimes, and even if I'm in a situation where I walk out and it's paparazzi, I'm like, oh, it's paparazzi. Like,
Still?
I get, like, yeah, because it's very invasive. It's someone taking a picture of you off guard and you're not ready for it.
But isn't kind of the life, like, if you live in LA, like, you kind of know it. Once you got some type of notoriety, you got to know what comes with it. Right?
Yeah.
Like, if you didn't like you would probably live, like, in the Midwest somewhere.
Well, it's not that if you didn't like it, it's almost like I had no other choice.
Yeah.
So when I became famous for my look alone. And then everyone's like, bitch, you famous for no reason. I'm like, yeah. Oh, what the fuck you want me to do about it? I don't know what the fuck to do.
Get this
Like,
money, though.
I'm gonna go find out how to get this money though. And that's exactly what I did. But that's what I used to get the most. Like, you're famous for no
I
reason.
used to
I'm
think you
like,
couldn't speak English.
I got that a lot too.
What?
It was a while when we didn't hear
Yeah,
Amber
we
talk.
never heard her talk.
okay.
Like, you just be there, look cute, and just that's it.
It was a little moment where I didn't think Amber could talk. When I met
You didn't
Amber, I
think
was
she knew,
fucked
like-
up.
But the reason why I didn't talk, what a lot of people don't know, is that I was like, I'm not famous. This isn't my life. Like, why the fuck do I have to do an interview? No one gives a fuck about me. I don't have to talk. And then I got to a point where I was just like, well, I can't go back to Philly. I'm not going to be a dancer again. I met a lot of great people during this time when I was with Homeboy years ago. I'm just going to take the steps and figure out how to be an entrepreneur and start my own businesses and my own companies, and that's what I did.
Entrepreneur Amber. So, do you have a good question, or are you just about to be petty?
I have a good question
Okay.
that I cannot ask, so I will find a tricky way to ask it.
Why can you not
Just ask it, dog.
Because I am afraid of
21.
Mr. Savage.
You
He's-
should be.
He's distracted right
Still
now.
in the control room, not giving a
Who
fuck
is
about you.
watching
He's not
the
even
video?
looking at us.
So, here's my question. Oh, shut up, Lyric. Here's my tricky way to ask here. If you were dating a musician, right? Mm-hmm. And he just started bugging the fuck out, would you help in that instance? Now, I'm not saying that 21 Savage would bug out, but I'm saying
If she was dating Kanye
there
while he
is
was
a
bugging out.
musician out there that I feel is
Dog,
bugging the fuck
if
out.
you,
What are
Right?
we about?
if you were with
Just fucking say it,
if you're
Joe.
with
Now.
Kanye,
You are
if you're with
terrible,
Kanye and
just
it
spit it
seems
out.
You
like
don't
he's
think this
wilding out,
nigga's bugging the fuck out? Keep it a buck. Sorry, Mr. Savage. Honestly, everybody that
He's still not
knows
giving a
wait,
fuck.
this
hold on. She's
gentleman.
about to answer. She's about to answer.
Okay, yes, sorry, Amber. I just wanted.
And we
to
can
know that
end
your
here.
man doesn't
I'm
care.
cool, but it's important that I told you, a lot of topics up here we talk about, like, a
Imagine
lot.
living with them. That's all I'm going to
We
say.
talk about this
It
shit
was
a
worse?
lot of, man.
It seems like he's gotten progressively worse. I don't think he's ever been at this point.
Well, Savage
Like,
just said he doesn't care. So come on, you
No,
can
no,
answer.
I told you, yeah, he's giving me the I
That
really
nigga,
don't,
that's
I
a fly
don't
nigga
care,
right there.
just carry
Hey,
on.
I
That's my
support y'all
fucking,
union.
that's my
I
baby.
support y'all.
That's
Yeah,
my,
he's
Don't you
that's
hurt
my
him.
heart. Don't tell him not
No,
to
I'm
hurt me.
telling you.
Okay.
I'm not
no,
telling him.
Let's
I'm
talk
tell-
about this. Let's
Yeah,
talk
let's
about
talk
this.
about it.
Okay, let's talk
please.
about this. Okay.
I think you might hurt him.
This is so I see
Don't
this,
play my nigga, yo.
I see
I like
this
the
a
music
lot
right now.
I see this a lot on the internet, and they're like, Amber's gonna hurt him, Amber's gonna play him.
Manizer.
I usually blame, like, if you heard me, I'll blame you for his music
But my
actor.
whole thing is, in all of my relationships, I have been hurt. I have been the one that has been heartbroken.
Oh my God.
Really?
Don't, oh my
What?
God, me.
What's the
I have
response
never
to that?
cheated on any of my boyfriends. I have never went behind their backs.
Okay, maybe not
still
cheating.
have never said anything mean about Kanye. I could have been one of those bitches that
You
would.
did.
This is after 6 years of bullying, though, from him. This is after 6-7 years of constant bullying from him. He said one thing about my
He was
child.
traumatized after you said the finger in the ass.
But
shit,
he
I ain't
said
gonna lie.
something about my child that day,
Oh,
Akademiks.
okay.
You know what I'm saying? You don't say nothing about my baby. I was quiet for so long. Let me tell you something. I could have got a reality show just off the fact that I was his girlfriend. I could have wrote a book just off the fact that I was his girlfriend. I said, you know what? I'm a real ass bitch. I'm gonna take the high road. I'm gonna work my ass off, and I'm gonna get everything that I'm gonna get on my own, so nobody can be like, yo, I gave her that. The only thing that I got from him was fame, and fame don't get you no fucking money, period.
So why did he make that album then? Like the album right after y'all broke up? I thought that was like you heard him and like he was in some other space.
It's art, man. It's art. I felt the same way, you know. But you have to imagine at that point, right? I have no voice. I have no voice at all. I have a couple followers on Twitter, maybe, you know, at that point. And that is an extreme form of bullying as well. To have such a huge voice to put out an album to say whatever the fuck you want, right? And I'm sure he said shit pertaining to other pieces in his life that didn't have to do shit with me, right? Because, you know, it was like her brother is on coke and like shit like that. I have 2 little brothers. They're kids. So that wasn't true, you know? And then just other shit that I tried to like decipher or whatever, but it just didn't pertain to me personally. So everyone else thought it was just about me, and it wasn't. So I had to just take that L. I had to take the heartbreak on top of it.
You're not telling us that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is not about you, right? 'Cause
She's saying
we'll
not
all be
entirely
sad.
it is
about
about-
her.
We'll be sad.
She's saying pieces.
No,
could be
it
from other
is.
things he's been through.
Man.
No, it
You're
is.
ruining a great sacred piece of fucking hip hop.
But
right
I'm
now.
saying there was little things in there where, you know, I was like, but maybe that was just how he looked at the situation. I don't know. But I mean, yeah, it's a great part of history and hip hop, and that's cool, and I'm happy to be a part of it. But during that time was not a great time for me because, you know, I'm famous and I'm broke. I don't have any money, like no money. We weren't married. He didn't owe me shit. You know what I'm saying? And I had to figure out what I was gonna do with the fame and with my life at that time.
Wait, it wasn't true. I heard that like after y'all broke up, you got like $1 million, but you couldn't speak on his name no more. That's what we heard.
Academics.
I'm
It's
hearing
fake.
that
It's
soon.
It's fake? Okay, all right, well, now I know.
alternative
All right.
facts. It's fake news. It's not real. It's not
Okay.
real. I didn't get a head start. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers get a head start. They come from money. Their families come from money, or you know, they get like a check from their parents and shit. I grew up very poor in Philly. I didn't have shit. I didn't even have a bed growing up. I had to sleep on the floor with my mom. So for me, you know, to have that type of like fame with a man, or not even fame, but just like a lifestyle with a man, and then not have it anymore, but still walk out my house and still have paparazzi outside, but with no money. I didn't have no money. So I had to figure that out, not including the fact that you and a lot of people on the internet are constantly poking and fucking with me while I'm going through this hard time, you know, and then it's like, okay, so I can't date anybody else. I can't say anything on the internet because Kanye has such a voice and such a, you know,
We're gonna side
huge,
with the music guy.
you know,
That's true. We're
And
making
then-
State music, man.
and then for me,
it's like Kanye or you.
I mean, you look great.
but no, I mean, I get it. But imagine being me though.
Yeah.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying? So like, it's constant scrutiny. It's constant. Like, if I was going to kill myself, I would have done it during those times.
Well, I don't think.
How would you have done it?
Okay.
All right.
Amber.
I mean, I'm not saying like literally because I'm a strong-minded
Fine,
person,
that's
but it was, I had to be me to get through that. I don't think a lot of people would have got through that the way I did.
Given those circumstances.
I would just like to say, on behalf of the cast and crew here at Everyday Struggle, you're amazing. Glad that you came
She's
in.
not done talking to me.
Glad that we took the time.
Thank you, Amber.
Glad that you
It's
took
okay.
the
Let him-
time.
He could do the thank yous.
Glad that
Just
you.
that fake little spiel he does. Go ahead.
No. See, they be confused because I hate everybody. So when somebody sits here that I don't hate, they be really confused. Amber's my
People
nigga.
don't know.
Amber's
Me
my
and
nigga.
Joe are like.
So-
No. It seems like
So,
when you do this little
this is my-
fake,
this is
like,
my guy.
overly nice shit.
If 21 came in here
But
with the
this is-
gun, I would hope she would save me.
But Joe, have my back. But have my back with this, right?
He's pulling out
Me
his
and
Draco.
Joe have been on the phone on numerous occasions. We have talked for like fucking hours. We've texted, never anything sexual, and
That
never
is true.
flirtatious
At
or
all.
anything like that. So when I do have male friends, they're like, she's fucking him, and I'm just like, yo, people don't understand. Like, I'm genuinely a cool ass chick. Like, I'll just be cool with people all the time,
Our
right?
industry is so
I think a
juvenile,
lot of
Amber,
it is
that when
letting
you
go
take a
of that,
picture
yes.
with a man,
Look,
Yeah.
I've been doing this show with these two for 3 months, and there's storylines about my relationship with Akademiks.
He created it,
Joe,
though.
it's ridiculous because he obviously has a girlfriend that we
Don't do
all
that.
know. So that's just how it is when you're a woman. I feel like it's gonna come with it. But we have to wrap. I know you have somewhere to be, but we want to say thank you so much.
Thank you so
being
much for having
with
me,
us
you
on the
guys.
show.
I would
Absolutely.
love to have you again whenever you grace New York with your presence.
Okay. Maybe I'll come back like when it gets closer to Slutwalk.
Slutwalk,
And
yes.
I would like
Why
to.
you in Slutwalk in New York? We got sluts.
It costs a lot of money. It does.
You got
If
sponsors.
anyone out
You gotta fly him
there,
out.
She got
well,
sponsors.
anyone out there can go to amberroseslutwalk.com, make a donation. It's a $10 minimum donation. It does help with counseling for rape victims. It also helps with actually just putting on the Slutwalk. It's a nonprofit, so we really depend on sponsors.
Make sure he donates. Don't
I'll
donate.
definitely give it.
All right, guys. They're like, I'm seeing so many wrap it ups.
All right, all
I'm
right,
spinning.
all right.
Thank you, Amber. Thank you
Thank
guys
you.
for watching. We'll see you tomorrow on
Thanks.
Akademiks News.